there's somebody running for governor in California who had a really, really terrible, awful, bad week last week and now says she wants to walk it back. This is Katie Porter when she walked out on the journalist who interviewed her, asked her some pretty decent, normal questions. This was her reaction. Then we'll come back and show you how she's turned around and done an about-face this week. Watch.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, ma'am?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote.
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
And the state could lose. Get out of my shot. Okay. You also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot.
This is the contempt she has for people who work for her. Can you imagine the contempt she has for regular voters?
Exactly. Here she is apologizing. Watch.
And I want people to know that I understand what I did was not good. I'm not going to mince words about it. But I also want people to understand that I am in this fight because I am not going to back down or give 1 inch when people are hurting Californians. And both of those things can be true at the same time.
Griff, are you buying this apology?
No. And by the way, has that CBS reporter gotten a phone call saying, hey, listen, I want to come back and sit down. I apologize the way I treated you. I know of no scheduled interview. I thought it was fascinating. Bill Maher last night had Arnold Schwarzenegger, the guy who used to be the governor of California, and he's talking about, you know, in this whole age of democracy's a threat, he just laid it out pretty clearly. Here's what needs to happen. Watch.
What I suggest that the way we save democracy nationwide is to really have a proposal like, for instance, the Save Democracy Act. It's just an idea where we go and make Election Day a holiday so that everyone has time to go out and go to the election.
Okay.
So you have to have fair redistricting, to have independent redistricting commission in each state all over the United States.
Yeah.
And number 3,
except they won't do it.
And number 3, to have a voter ID. So that when you go and vote, people should know that you are that person. I think if we take those 3 things, there's something that the Republicans like, there's something that the Democrats like, get together and solve this problem. We have to go talk to each other rather than hating each other. Talk to each other because that's what the people want and that's what the people need.
There's a lot of common sense in there. I've always been for a holiday. First of all, I say no early voting unless there's an extreme circumstance or in the military or stationed
You have to request
abroad.
a ballot.
You have to request a ballot. I don't even like it, but okay, it has to be very, very a very good reason to do it. So I think, and I think it's very unifying.
Or just a reason.
A reason, but it's so unifying. The day's off, it's a holiday, everyone goes to vote together. It's a great civic moment. And then, but what I found interesting was he said that and everyone applauded. I think there's a lot of people on the left and right who like the idea of a federal holiday for that. But then when he said voter ID, I heard crickets in that California studio of Bill Maher's. That is the real problem. And people in other countries, Charlie, they can't believe that we let people vote without an ID.
Oh, it defies I mean,
it's crazy.
You can't even make an argument. It just completely boggles
Paper
the mind.
ballots, too.
The idea that you would do that. And in terms of early voting, if you have a genuine conflict, just make people request the ballot to vote early.
Sure.
And for any reason, but the problem is the idea of mass mailing of ballots so that they're floating all over the place is so dangerous and so it completely undermines the integrity of the election. And that's not, by the way, prior to the last couple of years, that's not ever been anything that was even disputed. Everybody acknowledged that was really bad.
They used COVID to make it happen.
But this is the reason Democrats like early voting. They want voters to vote with the least amount of information possible. That's the only way they can win elections. And so They want your vote to be cast before you have debates because they don't want people to be informed. The more informed people are, the more likely they are going to vote against Democrats and for something else because Democrats are right now completely insane. And so, and you look at places like New Jersey and Virginia today where Republicans are closing strong. Why? Because there's been a campaign and the issues have been discussed and you've had debates and people are sitting, independents in particular, are sitting there going, okay, this person is nuts. I'm voting for this person. And the number in Virginia with the attorney general's race where you have the Democrat literally wishing assassination on his political opponent, the number of people I know who wish they could pull back their ballot and change their vote. Now, you can do it, but it is incredibly difficult. They voted early, and they would like to change it.
Do you remember that happened in the election between Donald Trump and Joe Biden when people heard about the scandal with Hunter Biden?
Yeah, that's right.
The number one Googled word or phrase was, how do I reverse my mail-in ballot vote?
Right, and to Charlie's point, the scandal with Jay Jones broke after early voting had begun in Virginia.
2 weeks in.
And so Jones never was going to step down, and other Democrats won't call for him to do so because they can't replace him on the ballot. It's too late, so they've got to just hope to weather the bad news and walk away with a victory, which is crass politics rather than what should be the fundamental of democracy. And I do think Schwarzenegger's got a great point. It should be bipartisan that Congress would vote to make Election Day a national holiday.
Yeah, it really should happen. What do you think about the paper ballots? I don't think I heard him say that, but I'm all for that. We used to do that.
Listen, the part I liked about it was he talked about fair redistricting. Okay, great. Let's do this, Arnold. Let's start with Massachusetts. 40% of Massachusetts votes Republican. Do you know how many members of Congress are Republican from Massachusetts? Zero.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.